Super Trust Mastery Rewards, also known as STMRs, are the most powerful pieces of gear and materia, ranging from increasing your stats and ability materia slots to weapons and armor selection, as well as accessories. Some of these pieces of gear, equipment, and ability materia stand a little bit ahead of the rest of the other Super Trust Master rewards in Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. These pieces of gear and materia will allow you to have the avenue of game-changing and build-altering pieces of gear that none of the other Super Trust Master rewards really allow you to do. And that's what we're really going to talk on today, is these game-changing pieces of gear, because Super Trust Masters are incredibly rare, and there is a small avenue of being able to kind of pick maybe one or two in a long term in Final Fantasy Brave Exvius with the advent of Super Trust Master rewards through Super TMR tickets from events as well as login rewards. So that's what we're going to go over today, the most game-changing ones. The first couple that we're going to talk about are a pair of daggers, and we're going to talk about what makes them so unique. So the first one is going to be the Fallen Angle. The Fallen Angle is a dagger with 10 attack, 142 magic, and 142 spirit. It also gives you resistance to light and dark by 40%. It also has two effects here. Signs of the Father is going to increase your equipment magic by 25%, as well as your spirit by 25% when single wielding any weapon. The other part that it does do is it will boost your equipment magic and spirit by another 25% if it's equipped to barrel. What makes this so unique is the high spirit on there. So limit bursts are some of the most powerful things that you can have on a character. Different characters will have incredibly powerful limit bursts. Typically supports as well as healers have very, very strong limit bursts. And what keeps this different than a strong staff is that it is a dagger, and you can actually go and run the Fallen Angle through Item World and get the rare ability level 4, which is High Tide Plus, which gives you 150% limit burst gauge fill rate. Now you can do that on any dagger, but the Fallen Angle has a high amount of spirit and magic, so you can go ahead and put that 150% limit burst gauge fill rate on the Fallen Angle, put it on your healer or your support. You're going to get that extra tankiness from the spirit, you're going to get that extra healing from the spirit, as well as a little bit of extra healing from the magic, because magic stat is used in the healing calculation. It's just not as much as it is for the spirit stat. So for that one tiny nuance, which is the Fallen Angle, it's going to make this list. It's not going to be the best of the best, but it is something to keep in mind if you want to have that High Tide Plus and get that extra spirit, right? Maybe put it on one of your healers, one of your supports. That's going to be an option for you. Now the next dagger we're going to be talking about is actually Nyx's dagger, and this one is a dagger, so you can go ahead and put High Tide Plus on it, but this stands out versus other daggers for a couple of reasons. Now, it does have a high attack of 158, and it is Fire Elemental, so you can go ahead and use this on different characters. There's a bunch of true dual wield units out there. Maybe you want Fire Element on that character. Has a high attack, has Fire Element. You can put a High Tide Plus on it if you decide to do that and use it in a more offensive manner. And it also does have a lot of defensive stats that you can utilize as well. It has flat defense of 50. It also has 20% HP on it. And then the one thing that makes it stand out versus everything else is that it also increases your resistance to all elements by 20%. So how you want to utilize this dagger is up to you. You can go ahead and put it in Item World, get that High Tide on it if that's something you're looking for, roll it for attack, put it on a damage dealer, or you can roll it for spirit, HP, defense. Maybe you want that High Tide there, maybe you don't, and put it on a tank or a support unit as well for the elemental resistance. You can't get elemental resistance of 20% anywhere else from a weapon, not all of them anyway. And that's what makes Nyx's dagger stand out the most, but it does have a lot of very nice stats. Pretty high attack, flat defense, 20% HP on top of whatever you roll it on Item World. And dual wielding daggers is one of the most powerful builds that you can use for supports, for healers, due to the fact that you can roll High Tide Plus on both of the daggers. Most characters in the game can wear daggers. Even if that character doesn't have natural dual wield, you can combine one of these two daggers with a Bowie knife, which Bowie knife gives dual wield in its own right. So you get dual wield from a dagger saves you a materia slot or an accessory slot. Get 300% total high tide, because the high tide does indeed stack from both of the item world rolls on both of the daggers, and then you can get the bonuses from the Nyx's dagger or the Fallen Angle as well. It is a go-to wombo combo for supports and healers who want to use those limit bursts as much as possible while maintaining as much tankiness, spirit, HP, limit burst generation from all the other accessory, armor, and materia slots that they have. Now, the next one we're going to be talking about is one of the pieces of defensive gear that stands out for me, and this is going to be the Emperor's Ring. The Emperor's Ring, if you're looking for tankiness on a tank, this is going to do exactly what you want it to do for most of the tanks in the game. Now, it does give 30 flat defense as well as 30 flat spirit. It also gives you 50% fire resistance, which isn't always applicable in every fight, but it is there, and it's going to be that nice little bonus when you need it to happen. Now, the additional effect of the Bearer of Burden is why it's on this list. It gives you 40% HP. If you're equipped with a light shield, it's going to give you 30% spirit, and if you're equipped with a heavy shield, it's going to give you 30% defense. So this is a truckload of stats for an accessory in Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. The light shield, typically light shields have more spirit than they do defense. Typically heavy shields have more defense than they do spirit. So this pairs up nicely with just how the designs of shields are in the game. If you're looking for a more defense-oriented build, this is going to help you out. If you're looking for a more spirit-oriented build, this is going to help you out. So you're going to minimum get 40% HP and then 30% either defense or spirit. And then you're going to get that 30 flat defense in spirit as well. So very powerful. The fire resist is there as well. This is going to make your characters so tanky once you get your hands on them. And yes, the effect does stack. If you somehow do manage to get 2 Emperor's Ring, you're going to be looking at doubling up on these effects and making an incredibly, incredibly tanky character. Now, the rest of these are actually going to be pretty unique. These 2 that we're going to talk about are on the list for the same reason. Now, this is going to be the Wild Fang Heirloom, which actually just came out. This is Carton's Super TMR. And it's really on this list for the additional effect of Wild Fang Claws. It is a one-handed fist weapon with 170 attack, so pretty high for a one-handed weapon. And it comes with the additional effect Wild Fang Claws, which increases your equipment attack by 50% when dual wielding. The other weapon to compare this to right now is the Zantetsuken from Final Fantasy XIII. This is Radiant Lightning's Super TMR here, and it comes with the effect of Radiant Paladin. It's a 169 attack one-handed sword, and Radiant Paladin gives you 50% attack when dual wielding, so 50% true dual wield, just like Wild Fang Heirloom, and does give you 30% limit burst damage. Why do these 2 weapons make the list? Well, true dual wield caps at 200%. A lot of characters have anywhere between 100 150. Some of them, like Xeno, the beta star, already have the 200%, so he doesn't need either of these. But for those characters who have 100 to 150% true dual wield, you'll be able to cap them out with your weapon slot. This is going to open up your materia slots for whatever you want, your accessory slots for whatever you want, for those nice big flat attacks, help you hit that attack cap while dual wielding with item world bonuses, as well as opening up those materia slots for attack materia, HP materia, elemental resistance materia, whatever you need. Super TMRs like the Zantetsuken and the Wild Fang Heirloom, as well as the ones afterwards, are really about hitting that final threshold where you have just so much attack you can finally just put in as many tanky pieces of materia and accessories and armor pieces that you need to survive an encounter on your damage dealer. So that's why the Wild Fang Heirloom and the Zantetsuken make this list. Now, this next one is going to be a little bit more niche, but really not in the grand scheme of things. This is going to be the Coin of Fate from Sabin. Sabin's 5-star base form, not the 3-star one, the 5-star base form. This is an accessory that gives 55 flat attack, as well as the additional effect of Training Pays Off. Training Pays Off gives you 30% HP as well as 60% attack when equipped with a fist weapon. This is going to be a super TMR that you're going to want to use on a true dual wield unit. You could also use this on a true double hand unit, but true dual wield unit will probably get the most use out of this, and that's where the flexibility kind of comes from. A lot of units in the game can wear fist weapons. There's going to be a lot more in the future. Madame Adele, Finver Madame Adele, which is a free unit, will use a Coin of Fate from Sabin really well. There's going to be a plethora of units, and True Dual Wield allows you to go ahead, throw that fist weapon on, and then use whatever sort of weapon that character really wants to use. If you happen to have 2 of these eventually, I know a lot of you guys out there have been saving up and you actually do have 2 Coin of Fate Sabins. I've seen a lot of people use their Super TMR Moogles and tickets as well as Unit of Choice tickets to get 2 of these in preparation for Madame Adele. You're going to be able to get 120% attack as well as 60% HP in your accessory slots, and then it's going to have the incredibly high attack of 55, which is going to help you get even more attack from True Dual Wield from other sources. If you have access to Wildfaring Heirloom as well as Coin of Fate Sabin, you can cap out your True Dual Wield while putting in Coin of Fate Sabins or whatever flat attack accessories you want. That's going to help you hit that crazy threshold of maxing out your stats and then open up materia slots for whatever sort of tanky materia that you are looking for. But Coin of Fate Sabin is pretty much like the cherry on the top of the cake, the last sort of piece of gear that you want, because you're going to want to have to max out your True Dual Wield attack before you even think about using this accessory. Now, the last one here that we have, actually it's not last one, but the next one here we have is the upgrade package. This is AI Katy Perry Super TMR. A lot of what do I want to call it? A lot of different opinions were made about the upgrade package from different people back in the day. When it first came out, people were calling it incredibly powerful, overpowered, garbage. I saw a wide range of opinions on the upgrade package. I think it's absolutely fantastic. That's why it's on this list. It comes with a lot of different stuff. So it has 40 flat attack, 40 flat magic. Comes with the additional effect of life extension, which isn't really relevant to what we're talking about here, but it does have these couple of things here. It does have security version upgrade, which allows any character to equip light and heavy shields. It will increase your spirit by 40%, as well as your HP and defense by 20% if you have a light shield. It also will increase your defense by 40% as well as your HP and spirit by 20% when equipped with a heavy shield. So it does kind of like a poor man's version of Emperor Cher's Super TMR, the Emperor's Ring. The Emperor's Ring is way better on a tank than this, but in a pinch you could maybe use, this as a very tanky TMR, Super TMR for your tank if you so desire. But the better use for it is for the next 2 abilities, which is Drive version upgrade as well as CPU version upgrade. Drive version upgrade here is 40% attack increase, as well as giving you 50% true double hand attack or 50% true dual wield attack. And this is going to help you hit that, once again, that big threshold where you hit that attack cap, you have the true dual wield cap, you have all your materia slots open for whatever sort of killers you need: beast killer, stone killer, man eater. Maybe you even don't even need any more killers. Maybe you have so many open materia slots due to the upgrade package, item world bonuses, and your other accessory that you've already hit the attack cap, you've already hit the true dual wield cap due to stuff like this, and you can just go ahead and put in your elemental resistance materia, put in your tankiness, whatever you need, HP, defense, spirit, on your damage dealer character without losing any attack whatsoever, so you can go ahead and blow through those incredibly powerful fights. That's what this list is for. It's for game-changing Super TMRs. These pieces of gear at the end here allow you to do things that you can't do with any other piece of gear in the game, and that's why they're on this list. That's why these ones are the ones that you need to be taking note of when looking to see what you want to use your Super TMRs on, or getting your Super TMRs through using your Super TMR tickets and Trust Moogles there. The CPU version upgrade allows you to use rods and whips as well, which isn't that big of a deal. It also increases your magic by 50% when equipped with a rod and 50% when equipped with a whip. So if you are dual wielding, you will get 100% true, not true dual wield, this has nothing to do with true dual wield here, but you will get 100% magic stat here. This one's kind of okay. Most mages can, especially when dual wielding, hit the 400% magic cap, but with the upgrade package, like you could with the drive version upgrade part of it, with the attack portion, you can hit that magic cap and once again open up materia slots for the access of tankiness as well as killers. But the upgrade package here for mages definitely falls behind the final one we're going to be talking about here, the Ravenheart. The Ravenheart is an accessory. It is the Super Trust Master reward from Malphase. Gives you 40 flat attack, 40 flat magic, 10 flat defense, 10 flat spirit, 10% MP 20% attack and 20% magic. So the percentage bonuses compared to the upgrade packages, especially that attack, are less. But what it does offer is a much more powerful flexibility with the additional effect here of Ravenheart. So Ravenheart offers a small little bonus in physical damage and magical damage killers for demons and birds by 25%. But what it also does do is gives you 50% attack and 50% magic true dual wield. This might seem worse than upgrade package for the attack part, which it is, but the reason that this one is still #1 in my books is for the 50% true dual wield magic. True dual wield magic is so incredibly rare still that it is only found on some super TMRs, which is Ravenheart, Christine's super TMR, which is a materia, which gives 50% true dual wield magic, and then you can find 25% true dual wield magic on Morgana super TMR. But the fact that characters come with 50, 100, 150%, and then the cap is 200% true dual wield magic really makes Morgana's 25% really not as good as it should be. You know, it really should be 50%, because you're either going to be not hitting the cap with it quite, or you're going to be going over the cap with Morgana's super Trust Mastery Reward. Whereas the Ravenheart here is one of the only 2 sources in the game of 50% true dual wield magic, being part of the Ravenheart additional effect, and then the other 50% being Christine's super TMR, the materia. The reason Christine's isn't really here, but you could say that it's an honorable mention, is because it's a materia slot, whereas the Ravenheart will give you that 20% magic, will give you that 40 flat magic, and will give you that 50% true dual wield magic when you're looking at building a mage. So if you're looking at building an incredibly powerful true dual wield mage, which the strongest mages for the most part, if you can get the true dual wield gear, are true dual wield mages. You really kind of need the Ravenheart to do that, though, and that's why it makes it #1 here, because in a list of build-defining Super Trust Master rewards, the Ravenheart takes the cake, as it is the only piece of gear in the game that really effectively does exactly what you need it to do for one particular build, which is make the strongest of mages, get that percentage magic in that true dual wield cap, and then once again, like we were talking about, hit that threshold of hitting all the caps for your true dual wield as well as your percentage-based magic, and then go on ahead and start filling in those killers, those HP, defense, spirit material, elemental resistance material, whatever it is you need to tackle any certain trial, guys. So hopefully this helped you guys out. I know Super Trust Master rewards are extremely rare. You can only get them every once in a great while. We're talking months of doing different events, and that's if you're a veteran in the game, between login rewards every once in a while, certain events giving Super TMR tickets, as well as Super TMR tickets from the Chamber of the Vengeful. I don't know if you guys have used yours from the 3rd anniversary. We got a couple from the 3rd anniversary login rewards, that 2 months of the different tickets we got from the different login rewards we got there. If you guys are still hanging on to yours because you don't exactly know what you're looking for, these ones are definitely the ones that I would recommend. There's a bunch of different Super Trust Master rewards. They're all strong. Most of them, though, have some sort of side grade or something that kind of does what that Super Trust Master does, right? A high attack katana. There's a lot of high attack katanas, high attack swords, great swords in the game. They all kind of sort of do what they do. You know, if you don't have, you know, CG Jake's limit burst damage gun, there's another super TMR that's got a high attack gun. You're just missing a little bit of limit burst damage. It's not really a build definer, it's just kind of like a ball of stats. But these ones are the ones that I would highly recommend that you focus on if you're looking to get the most use out of your Super Trust Master reward tickets, guys. But let me know what you use your Super TMR tickets on, or if you're planning for different Super TMR rewards out there. Unit of Choice tickets are still out there. The only one in this list, there's 2 of characters that can't be UOC'd in here, and that's going to be AI Katy Perry, as well as the Wild Fang Heirloom from Carton, but Zantetsuken's right next to it, and actually he gives limit burst damage on top of it for the cost of 1 attack, guys. But put your comments down below. We'll talk it out there as always, guys. Have fun out there. Hit that subscription button, turn the notification bell on for more, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care, guys.